The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. What is going on, my Go Squad? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode number 295. Getting closer to that 300 mark. We'll see what happens on that one. What are live as always on YouTube. So if you're out there live with us, go ahead and say something. We don't know that you're out there unless you do. If you have any questions or all that, go ahead and tag myself or anyone on the panel, and we'll try to answer those questions. If it's somewhat having to do with the conversation, knowing us, the conversation can go any direction. So it's pretty much all going to be okay. We are going to ask maybe some viewer participation later in the show. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But if you guys want to text into the show, yes, you can text into the show. Utilize the Ghost Tactical Hotline presented by our good friends Rod and Shelly Gates at Aegis Gun Care. That phone number is 530-364-4678. And make sure you go check out aegisguncare.com. If you're a veteran, really anybody, but especially if you're a veteran and you're in that hole, you're in the darkness, and you can't find the light, call me, text me, email me 24/7. I cannot give you medical advice, but I might be a pretty decent person to talk to, listen to you, maybe talk you through some stuff. If you are looking for someone that can get you into some medical attention, remember two things. One, you are not alone in this fight. You have a lot of brothers out here that are willing to help you in any way possible. And two, the world is a much better place with you in it. So please utilize the Veteran Crisis Hotline. I am so tired. 1-800-273-8255. Once again, 1-800-273-8255. Veterans, press the number 1. We are spotlighting, as always, United States Marine Corps. If you have any questions on what it takes to earn the title United States Marine, see the website marines.com. And we are a proud member of both the Rapid Fire Radio Network and the Self-Defense Radio Network. Go check out all of your favorite pro-gun, pro-2A podcasts over on rapidfireradio.us and selfdefenseradio.net. Let me take this off of my ugly mug here and say hello to our esteemed panel, I say. All the way from the dumbest state in the union, takes 2 people to spell 4 letters. You got Chris from the 740. What's going on?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for the invite, and I'm looking forward to it.
I am not calling you stupid. Just the place that you live in is stupid. Just throwing it out there. From the extremely weird state of Arizona, he is standing on the corner in Winslow trying to get a date and trying to make some money. We got John, the soulless ginger bastard. What's up?
What's up, homie?
Just chilling, man. You been slinging ass today? Making any money today?
No, but I did watch some Le Mans this weekend, which is great. Watching a NASCAR Cup car race in the 24-hour race against hypercars was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
How'd that go for them?
They actually placed 30th, so they were
really.
Yeah, so they were. It was like hypercars first, then there were 7 GTE cars in front of them, and then 15 GTE cars behind them. So they did pretty well, and it was just pretty cool. Hearing the roar of a V8 over all those V12s and V10s down the straight was just mean and nasty and did not belong, but it was great.
No, it is pretty. Who won, by the way?
Ferrari pulled it off.
I mean,
this is their first year in a while in hypercar.
Yeah, but they've been putting a lot of time and money into it to get back on top,
Yeah, so they beat out Cadillac by, I think, a little bit. It wasn't much.
Okay. So. Nice. Well, awesome. From the great state of Texas, from the great state of Texas. See, Chris, we don't need two people to spell Texas. Now, we might misspell it on our own, but we don't need two people to do it. Always riding shotgun with us, the tactical virus. I mean, Leprechaun himself. What's up, Clove?
Well, if you don't know Texas is great, just talk to a Texan.
That's right. There are two people in this world that you'll never have to ask: Marines and Texans. I'm a Texan. I'm a Marine that's a Texan, and that's just double jeopardy for you, man.
Vegans, CrossFit. I can think of several things.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah, vegans are
CZ owners.
CZ owners are really proud of themselves. Really proud of themselves. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You got a shotgun for us, bud?
Man, I'm gonna go with the cheapie that has some history, just to kind of like the letting people in on some stuff. Last week, I think it was, but Mad Max, you know his little sawed-off 12 gauge, right?
Yeah.
That is a VG Bentley, double barrel, double hammer, but I mean double barrel, double trigger, but it is not a double hammer. And those for folks that don't know,
how does that work, by the way?
It's all internal. It's an internal hammer. It's just not.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, for those that don't know, and this is an interesting thing. Now, obviously, that would be an NFA item if you chopped it down.
Sure.
To make one could be worth a couple $100 there. It would certainly be interesting, but a lot of folks don't know VG Bentley was one of those cheap imported from Spain. And late 1800s, early 1900s, it was a lot of Spanish import double barrels.
Okay.
So it's not some crazy off the wall brand, you know what I mean, manufacturer. And it is still possible to this day to find a BG Bentley somewhere in the rack in a pawn shop or, whatever. So be paying attention to, don't pass up, don't thumb your nose at the double barrel shotguns, because go look at them, especially the old ones, because the old beaters, because you might find you a Mad Max shotgun somewhere, and that could be interesting.
Well, look at Guy's comment. Just picked up a cheap but a good one, Partner SB1.
Yeah.
So there you go.
With nothing wrong with the New England stuff.
Yeah.
They aren't making them anymore, but
that might be even better to have them. You never know. Never know.
Yeah. Now PSA bought the H&R. H&R bought New England. Basically, H&R was bought out, and then New England, the new company, started making them under New England. But H&R was a part of Remington when Remington dissolved, and PSA bought the rights to H&R. So. Will we see some
Remington deal, huh?
Yeah, will we see some eventually see some
It's PSA. I don't know why I didn't know it was PSA.
They're making the ARs. They're making the H&R like ARs and stuff. Yeah. And so it's going to be interesting. I think I talked to him on my podcast, I think last year or something, and I bounced him out about it. I'm like, hey, when are y'all going to bring back like the H&R shotguns and revolvers and stuff like that? That could be cool.
Real quick, thanks to Mandatory Carry, my favorite coastie out there, and my favorite person that I've ever gotten a restraining order on. But he's still, like, of all the people I have restraining orders on, he's my favorite. Does that make sense? So, but he's the $6 super chat out there. It says keep fighting. Appreciate you, brother. All that. Yeah, guys, he picked it up for $75. That ain't bad. We've got something we're going to do here, thanks to Ginger. Called me earlier, and we had a great idea so we're going to have some fun with it. But before we get on our polls and all that, Marcus says, since there's no subject, I have a question. Would any of you hunt with a bow? And if you do, what backup pistol or rifle do you bring with you for, let's say, a brown bear? I don't know. So any of you guys, I know Clover, you might, but Ginger, Chris, let's have some fun with it. I would say that I would bring it. I would not bring a pistol for a big old brown bear. I'm probably going to bring a rifle of some sort. I don't know if I do a pistol, maybe at 45. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think?
Needs to be large bore for the pistol. So be a 454, 44, probably at a minimum. would be my guess with something like a revolver. With an auto loader, that gets rough. Like full power 10mm, maybe.
Yeah.
From there you get plumb up into, I don't know, Deagle category almost when you start talking auto loader. Maybe 460 rolling, right? What was the question? It was about a shotgun.
If you let's say he's saying basically brown bear. If you're would you bow hunt for a brown bear?
Oh,
and if
bow
so,
hunt.
what would your secondary firearm,
Okay.
like backup, sidearm, or whatever you would do?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hunting stipulations on that are. You know what I mean? Because there's obviously no brown bear down here. So, is there a bow season, or if you like here, if you were deer hunting and it was during bow season and you took a quote unquote backup, like I don't know how all that works. Like, you could probably get away with a handgun or something, but so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, definitely need a large bore handgun. I think that would be optimal if you were bow hunting.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would be brave enough to. That's black bear maybe, but when you start getting into the big grizzly bears, like I don't know that I want to poke it with a stick.
This might be the smartest thing that Mandatory Carry's ever said is you don't hunt bears with handgun, they hunt you.
Yeah, depends on the handgun.
Yeah. Sorry, Ginger, what were you gonna say, bud?
Yeah, it all depends on state, really. If I'm bow hunting like a brown bear, I'm doing a guided hunt because I want to back up. I know they're licensed to take it down. Normally they'll take a rifle, but like Ohio, when we would bow hunt, we'd also bring 22 rifleists to shoot squirrel if there was nothing there that day, and you had to leave the rifle in the car and then swap halfway through, and just that way, if you got stopped by the warden, you didn't have a rifle on you.
That's interesting. Okay. Chris, were you going to say something earlier? I saw you unmute.
No, I just we don't have bear here where I live in Ohio, and I don't bow hunt. So, but if I did, really the only thing I got handgun wise would be 10mm. So, guess that's what I'm taking.
I would say with a brown bear, I would say that 10mm would be the minimum that you would probably want to go with,
I don't know. I mean, 10mm 357 range. So, I think would be absolute minimum. The issue that I would think with 357, man, unless you had minimum 7-8 shots or something. You know what I mean? Like a 6-shooter with 357. I don't know that I would go that route. But if you had something like a, Glock 20, Glock 40, or hey, the Gerson, the Witness 2311, maybe even.
Or even the 1911,
yeah, but capacity wise with that 2311, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need at least that 13, 14, round capacity.
And especially with that 6-inch barrel version, the Clover Tack version. Yeah. Yeah, that could be tough.
Daniel has the answer. He says, you don't need a backup gun, just a slow guide. This is true. I don't have to outrun everybody. I just got to outrun someone.
Ain't got to be fast. Just got to be faster than you.
Just going to be faster than one person. And we're good.
Yeah.
You guys know that every Thursday, Saturday, and Monday we have the pony polls over on the community tab. So let's go talk about the pony polls. Brought to you by our good friends over at Anderson Manufacturing. Go check out Anderson. You guys know Anderson. You know what they're doing, but they're doing a lot of really awesome stuff right now. I've got the Cerakote of the Month project. This month is a sandstorm. If you know what I mean when I say chocolate chip, that's all I'm going to tell you. You got to go check it out yourself. It's chocolate chip. Go check it out. But the first one was put out yesterday. Well, not the first one, the last one, I guess, was put out yesterday. We'll go in order from earliest. Of these, which was the best 90s band? Oasis, the Chili Peppers, Smashing Pumpkins, or Hootie and the Blowfish? Chris, speaking of Chris, talk about 90s bands. You went to go see the Pixies over the weekend, didn't you?
Last night, yeah.
I love the Pixies. I love the Pixies. I was a huge fan of Kim Deal back in the day. Just saying.
I'm going with on that list. I'm going Smashing Pumpkins for me.
Interesting. All right. I like all of them, but there's only one right answer. We'll get to that in a second. But no, I'm a big fan of the Pumpkins as well. Clover, of those four?
Chili Peppers.
That's the right answer. Good choice. Good choice. Bastard?
Oh, by the way, we're talking 90s bands. So, I mean, he was what, like barely born. So,
This is true.
We're not talking about food here with Chili Peppers or Smashing Pumpkins.
That's correct. That's correct. And Hootie is not Finding Nemo's cousin.
Right.
Who's an actual person.
This is true.
And Oasis is not the thing that you see in the desert. It
has nothing to do with the desert. Correct. Yes.
Oh man, you got me there. I was gonna say Red Hot Chili Peppers, but now I'm gonna say Hootie because I kind of like Darius Rucker, and all their music sounded the same in the '90s. It was like Homer here, yeah.
So for me, there were about 4 albums that came out when I was in Okinawa. That was like the late 94, 95. That came out that always remind me of Okinawa. One of them is Cracked View Mirror, which Hootie and the Blowfish's debut album. When anything from that album comes on, it just reminds me of Okinawa, which was a great time for most of the time. So yeah, I mean, I love Darius Rucker. I think he's got a great voice that obviously he does great in the countryside as well, but he just has one of those voices that can cross over to pretty much anything he wants to sing. Kind of like Aaron Lewis. I don't know if you guys know who Aaron Lewis is, but he was with a band called Stained, early 2000s. And he's been doing some country stuff, and his voice is one of those that's just so good, you know.
Yeah, he played at the ORV park, one of the ORV parks here, not too terribly long ago.
Aaron Lewis did, or Darius?
Aaron Lewis.
I can't imagine Darius playing trailer park, but yeah.
No, I said ORV park.
Oh, I think you said an RV park, and I was like, wow, okay.
No.
So Aaron Lewis, and people may not know he's doing country stuff, but they know him from Stain. But if you guys go check out some of his country stuff, it's phenomenal. It really is. Did you go see him when he was in town?
Aaron Lewis?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is he pretty good live?
Yeah, he plays that almost every year. They have it's a big old thing, and they have Mud Nationals there. And I don't off road or anything like that, but
yeah,
there are a lot of people that do, and there's a lot more there to do there than just off road, obviously, with the concerts and the other stuff.
Yeah. For me, it's Peppers. I love all these. That's why I picked these 4. Obviously, we could have gone with a grunge, or we could have gone with a bunch of different ones, but these are the 4 that are away from the huge ones that were in the 90s.
The Peppers just had that funk going on that was just, I thought, was unique.
Yeah, they had Blood Sugar Sex Magic that hit, and I've been listening to Pepper since the 80s, but when that came out, it was a different sound than what they were more kind of like a slash punk band back in the 80s, and this one was a little bit more refined, and they kind of, took more time in the studio. And Blood Sugar Sex Magic was unbelievable. You heard Under the Bridge for the first time, you're just like, oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah. And then what I loved with like Californication and all of those in the late 90s, early 2000s, they redefined themselves again and kind of got the rock thing going. And
what's interesting about that area with Californication and stuff is that those, if you pay attention to the lyrics on most of those songs actually blend together.
Yeah.
Which was pretty interesting. It wasn't just, you know what I mean, like a hodgepodge of different songs. They all kind of
they were
together.
I wouldn't say they were a concept album, but for the Peppers, they were kind of a concept where
Yeah,
You could tell
almost
that
like
they
something the
weren't just
Who
a
would
bunch
do.
of songs. Yeah, it
Like
was.
the Who did that
It's
a
like
lot.
they just had like 12 songs they had written over a 3-year span. It's like they sat down and say, "Hey, this is the kind of album we want to make, and so let's write the songs this way." It's kind of how I saw it, and they were
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. But yeah, I would have gone any. I listened all 4 of these bands are definitely on playlists of mine, so it's good.
Oh yeah.
But 62% of the people were right when they said the Peppers. 19% came in with Smashing Pumpkins, 11 with Hootie, and 7 with Oasis. And I think maybe people may not know who Oasis is, and if they do, they know that it's just the Gallagher brothers hate each other like beyond belief. But if you go and listen to like Champagne Supernova and a couple of these songs that were on a couple of their albums, they were when they could get along to record, they were phenomenal. They were a great band. So go check out those guys. Faux Shizzle. Our next poll was Saturday, 1.6 thousand votes. Best Vietnam War movie. These are the 4 choices: Apocalypse Now, Full Metal Jacket, Good Morning Vietnam, or Platoon. We'll start with Clover on this one.
That's tough.
I know.
Because they're so different. Like they're great, all great because of their own little reasons that the other ones don't really get into. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The comedy, for example,
Yep.
and Good Morning Vietnam, that's not present in any of the other ones. I mean, you can
No.
find the first part of a Full Metal Jacket. You can find it kind of comical at times.
Yeah, this is true.
But it's not. And it's very, very gritty.
Apocalypse Now, which is like almost like a psychedelic movie, if you will,
Yeah. And Full Metal Jacket, very, very gritty. And then Platoon. I mean, oh my God, it's acting in Platoon. And I mean, it was like, man, it was phenomenal.
Man.
Yeah. I'd probably go Full Metal Jacket. I like the grit in it, in something like that. You know what I mean? I just if I'm gonna sit down and watch something about something as polarizing and everything as Nam, yeah, I think it's good for it to be gritty, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. Ginger, of those 4. Now, since you're young, the Vietnam War started in 1965 and ended in the early 70s. Very controversial war. Is what should America be involved in it? Maybe you've heard of it. I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was Korea. Okay, I mix the 2 up sometimes.
Mix the 2 up. I get it.
Racist.
I'd have to go with 762 Full Metal Jacket. There's so many one-liners and quotes from that movie compared to, I think, the other ones. I don't know as many quotes from them, but there's so many Arlie Ermy quoting it. Just
I don't know about that. When you talk about one-liners, Good Morning Vietnam, man, with Robin Williams, got an awful lot of them.
They do, but like, think of all the times you've quoted Arlie Ermy from Full Metal Jacket.
So you know the whole story behind that, don't you? With Arlie?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was brought on to, if people that don't know this, Arlie, that was his first gig. That's what made him a star. And he was not brought in to be an actor. He was brought in to teach the actor how to be a drill instructor. And the actor really couldn't get the essence of it. And then they're like, this guy is just like unreal. So they ended up buying out, the studio ended up buying out like the last 6 months or 8 months of Arlie Ermey's Marine Corps contract and said, all right, you're the guy. So yeah, for sure. Chris, what about you, bud?
Man, that was a hard one. I love every one of them movies. I gotta go Full Metal Jacket too. I'd say I watched that one more than any of the other ones.
Yep.
Man, that chopper scene in Apocalypse Now, that one there, that was something.
Yeah. And I've said this before, Full Metal Jacket for me, if they would have stopped the movie after the boot camp scene, it would have been a great movie.
It would have, but I disagree about doing that. I actually enjoyed it after that.
If they did, if it was just that, it still would have been a great movie. Yeah, for sure.
Because, like I said, the grit really comes after that.
Yeah, for sure. So there's a lot of questions, and I got a lot of hate in the comments about We Were Soldiers. I am not going to lie to you. I had never seen We Were Soldiers ever until everyone started commenting on it. And I was like, I never heard of it. I don't know how I never heard of We Were Soldiers. So what did I do? I went in over the weekend one night and I watched We Were Soldiers, and holy hell, Mel Gibson is fun. You can say what you want to about Mel Gibson being a weird dude and his beliefs and whatever. That dude can act, and that was a really, really good. Sam Elliott, amazing in that movie. I still don't put it number one. It's a 2. It's number 2 for me now. Number 1 for me is Platoon. For me, for some reason, Platoon, I remember I was probably like 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there when Platoon came out. And I remember we were on vacation. My family and a couple other families went on vacation every summer together. We were on vacation, and the dads wanted to go to watch this new movie that was out, and probably shouldn't have, but brought us kids with them. And the movie was Platoon. And remember, I'm like 10, 11, 12 years old. So I really didn't understand the whole thing about the Vietnam War. Didn't understand why it was controversial. I was a kid. But the only thing I remember was it. And honestly, I don't remember at the time. I don't remember a lot about the movie itself when I was a kid. But I do remember this. It was the first movie that I had ever been to that when the movie ended, nobody left. Nobody stood up. Nobody said a word. They just sat there. And it was like, oh my God, like, what did we just watch? And I remember asking my dad, what's going on? He said, let's just sit here for a minute, son. And there's hundreds of people in the theater, and no one moved. No one said a word. It was eerie almost. Once again, I'm 10, 11, 12 years old. I don't remember. I don't know why at the time, but that was the first time I'd ever seen that in a theater. And obviously I've watched it. I can't even count how many times I've watched it. I love Platoon. I really do. Before that, I would have said Apocalypse Now was number 2 before We Were Soldiers. I love Full Metal Jacket, but Apocalypse Now, man, what a weird, dark, amazing movie.
I think the acting was probably better definitely top notch in Platoon, and Apocalypse Now is up there as well.
I mean, Brando's he was a weird dude. People said that Brando was always just a weird dude in real life anyways, but he played a really weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, he plays those weird characters great. Bob Duvall, incredible. I mean, they're all phenomenal. I mean, and obviously, I mean, Good Morning Vietnam. The greatest thing about that was there was, every time that Robin Williams was on the air, quote unquote, on the radio, there was no script ever written for that. They literally said, we're going to turn the mics on in this makeshift DJ studio, and you play what music you want to play. You say, just go. And they just let him go. And that is the magic of Robin Williams. And, there was some interesting parts of that movie. It was more of a comedy, but just the fact that he could just turn it on and just be a DJ is unreal. But yeah, Platoon for me, it will always have that crazy place in my heart. Go ahead, Chris. You got something to say?
Yeah, another Vietnam movie I think gets overlooked a lot that I liked to watch when I was a kid was Hamburger Hill. We don't talk about that one very much.
Absolutely.
It's a good one too.
I think Hamburger Hill does get overshadowed by what I would call the big three, maybe not even the big four. Obviously Platoon, Apocalypse Now, Full Metal. I think you're right. I think Hamburger Hill does get overshadowed. Great movie. Yeah. Let's see here. The 1.6 thousand votes, 59% say Full Metal Jacket, 22% say Platoon, 14% say Apocalypse Now, and 4% say Good Morning Vietnam. Not surprising. It could have been in any order and have been fine. But last pony poll brought to you last Thursday, 1.2 thousand votes. What's more fun to shoot at the range? Paper targets, steel targets, like fruits and vegetables, or like water jugs? Let's start with Ginger on this one.
I'm gonna have to go with steel targets. Just the ding, especially if you're shooting long range, the impact, the sound coming back at you, it's just joy all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Faux show. Clove, are you back?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, sort of.
Let me go to Chris first.
No, go ahead. What's
okay? Last one. What's more fun to shoot at the range? Paper targets, steel targets, fruits and vegetables, or water jugs?
Oh, steel, without a doubt.
Yeah. Chris, what about you?
Yeah, steel.
Yeah.
Especially because I don't have steel at the main range that I do most of my shooting at. So when I do get to go to a range and shoot it, yeah, definitely steel.
Yep. I think if you were to ask this same question to kids, they'd probably say fruits and vegetables like watermelon and stuff like that. Steel for me is the most fun. I love that instant feedback. And there's not a better sound more than ding, ding, ding. So yeah, steel for me. 1.2 thousand votes. 55% say steel. 32% say fruits and vegetables. 7% say paper, and 6% say water jugs. So those are the pony polls. Like I said, go check out our good friends over at AndersonManufacturing.com. Gonna have some fun tonight. I'm extremely tired. It's been a long few days, but honestly, it's been a long month or so at work. But it's all good, all positive. It's just been some long hours, but it's all good. So I didn't, honestly, I sent the email to everybody this morning saying, look, I got nothing. We'll go out and we'll figure it out and we'll have fun. About, 4:30 or so, my time, I get a call from Ginger. He's like, I got an idea. He said, we should do this. And I liked it. So this is what we're going to do. So what we're going to do, there are 4 of us, okay? We're going to start out with handguns. And we're going to go do a draft. And we're going to pick 3 handguns apiece. And we're going to look at them and we're going to let the audience choose which team, if you will, has the best roster of handguns. Then we'll go shotguns. Then we'll go rifles. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to write down all this stuff. So we're going to go handguns. 1, 2, let's go. Chris, Clove, John, and myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in order, like Chris, Clover, Ginger, and then Ginger will get the first pick of the second round. Going back to Chris. Actually, we'll go Chris all back to me, I guess, and then we'll go back around and then one more time through. And then on the shotguns, we'll start with Clover. And then the third one will start with Ginger and all of that stuff. So we'll do it that way. So we're going to go handguns. Could any kind of handgun, specific, don't just say 1911. If you want to say 1911, which 1911, or, I want a revolver. Well, damn it, tell me 686 or whatever. We're going to try to put together, we're going to get 3 handguns apiece, try to put together the best roster, and the audience will judge who has the best roster in the end. So, Chris, you get the first pick of the handgun draft. I know it's tough. First pick.
It's like a lot of guns going through my head right now.
I hear you.
I'm going to go with Staccato P.
Okay, the Staccato P. All right, Clove, your first pick for handguns.
Is a Browning Buckmark specific enough?
I'll go with that. I'm assuming 22 LR.
Well, yeah, that's the only way they come.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted a specific model of the Browning, like the target
No, I think the
Buckmark Hunter or.
Yeah, no, I think the Buckmark in general will cover it. And once again, like once these have been taken, they're off the, like no one can draft these. So they're off the list. So no one can get the Staccato P and no one can grab the Brownie Buckmark. So $2 super chat from A&A. Do 3 gun. That's what we're doing. We're doing our dream. We're going to get 3 handguns, 3 shotguns, and 3 rifles. So kind of doing a 3 gun, if you will, but we're doing it draft style. Ginger, your first pick for handgun.
My first pick, I'm going to go with the Browning high power, specifically the Mark III high power. Just a little classic mix in there.
High power. I like it. Man. I'm going to go with just my favorite handgun. That's the HK VP9. So I'm going to go VP9 right off the bat. I'm going to take that off the list. I know people are going to be scratching their heads. That's not a first-round draft pick. For me, it's a first-round draft pick. I love the VP9. I will own one someday. All right. So I guess I'm going to get the second round. First pick of the second round. We'll go backwards. I mean, you got to go classic, right? Let's go with the old Colt 1911. We got to go the one that won 11,000 wars, right? Go 1911. So we're going to go back this way. So John, your second round pick.
With my second round pick, I'm going to go with the HK USP 45 tactical.
Interesting. The USP. Interesting.
Yes. So, I mean, it's
not a bad choice. I just wasn't expecting it.
Right. And it's kind of a great second round pick. It's a little bit of a sleeper. And it's the tactical version, so it's threaded. It's in all the video games. It's just popular and cool.
No, I don't know. I like I said, I don't disagree with the pick. I was not expecting to hear the USP called, which is kind of cool. That's what this is fun about. Clover, second round handgun draft, second round pick.
Korth Ranger.
Oh snap! All right. All right, Columbus, your second round pick.
Gun that I don't own, but one of my favorites to shoot. I got to go with the CZ Shadow 2.
I knew the CZ would show up eventually. The Shadow 2. All right. And you get first pick for the final round. What's going to be your third pick?
Go with my favorite striker fired gun. I'm going to go with the Walther PDP Pro.
All right. Walther PDP Pro. Clove?
Glock 17.
You son of a bitch. All right. Ginger.
Well, Clover just took my pick. So I'm going to get some beef and like an offensive line. I'm going to go with the Desert Eagle in 50 AE. just to beef up that, 945 50 AE. Why not?
Okay. So weird. Such a millennial. Last pick for me. Huh. Wow. I'm gonna go Glock 19. All right, I need the audience. No, Daniel Clover did not go with the high power. John grabbed the high power. So let's go through this. Chris from the 740, his 3 picks, his roster: the Staccato P, the CZ Shadow 2, and the Walther PDP Pro. That's a pretty solid lineup right there. Not gonna lie. Clover's team: the Browning Buckmark, the Korth Ranger, and the Glock 17. Ginger's is the high power, the HK USP, and the Desert Eagle. My 3 are the HK VP9, the Colt 1911, and the Glock 19. Let me know out there in the side chat which one you think is the best draft team. We'll go through them again. Chris from the 740, the Staccato P, the CZ Shadow 2, the Walther PDP Pro. Clovers, the Browning Buckmark, the Korth Ranger, the Glock 17. Ginger, high power, HK USP, and the Desert Eagle. My team is the HK VP9, Colt 1911, and the Glock 19. Let us know out there what you do. Now I want to go through the room here. I'm going to start with Chris on this one.
Could you set up a poll?
Oh, I guess I could, couldn't I? I need to get over to the YouTube side because I'm not on that, but that shouldn't take me too long. Stand by for the standby. Chris, I'm going to let you start with this one. If you could take just the guns from our teams, if you could swap one of yours with any of ours, would you? And if so, what would it be?
I don't know if I'd swap any of the 3 I got, but if I had to pick a favorite out of something, would be the Colt 1911 out of yours. I mean, it's just a great gun to shoot.
Okay. Yeah.
Iconic. I mean, it's just
I love
absolutely. The 1911 trigger.
Start a poll. Let's see here. Who has the best handgun team? 740 Clover bitch. Ginger or Ghost. Ask the community. Boom. So go over there and vote real quick. Best handgun team. Go ahead and vote there. We'll give you a few minutes. So you would which one would you take off your team to get the Colt? Did you say?
I can't. I guess if I'll get rid of one, I'll get rid of the Walther.
Get rid of the Walther. No, you keep the Staccato and the CZ. That's fair. That's probably fair. Clover?
Nah, I'm good. Thank you.
You're good. You're good. All right. So I'm going to put it this way. You have to take one off your team and select something from somebody else. You have to. What would you take off and what would you trade for?
Pull the 17 and take your 19.
I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't. I would take that trade. I would take that trade.
So that's approved by the commissioner, then, right?
It is approved by, and you know what? I will not even ask you for a gun to be named later. I won't do it. There's no, there's no money kicker. There's no player to be named. I don't need your 4th rated minor league player. I'm good. We'll go straight up with that. Ginger, do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I got sound back.
All right. So you have to take one off your team and trade it for others. What would you take off, and what would you want to trade for?
Well, the Deagle was a left field pick, so I'm trading the Deagle either for the 17 or 19, or I would cut the Deagle and sign the M&P as a free agent.
Interesting. The M&P, really?
Well, caveat to that, it's on steroids, so it's got an Apex trigger on it.
No. We're not doing all that bullshit. Straight stock. Interesting. M&P. I like the M&P. No,
it ain't on steroids. It just has pink eye, man. It's all good.
There you go. For me, wow. I think what I would do would be, since it's chambered in the same thing, I would trade the 1911 for the USP if I had to. That's what I would probably do if I had to. I'd trade the 1911 for Ginger's USP. I think that's what I would do. Faux show. That was fun. All right. So let me go over here, and we're going to go shot gun. So this is going to be Chris, Clover, Ginger, and me. Clover, you're going to go first pick, first round. We're going shotgun now. Now, Ginger, we're not talking specific types like over-unders, pump and all that. We're just going just shotguns in general, right? You have a choice of any shotgun you want, right?
Yeah, brands are pretty much out there. So whatever brand specific shotgun you want. I mean,
okay, so we're not talking like in models. We're just saying brands.
Oh, you got to go auto. Come on.
No, brand and model. So it'd be like,
okay. It's like, man, because if someone says like, Benelli, well, that kind of screws everybody.
No. Brand and model. If you want to go like a side by side or over under and go specific brand, that'd be ideal because there's so many out there.
Right. Okay. Real quick, I forgot. Let's go to the poll. I think I ended the poll. Why is it not showing me the dang results? I don't know why it's not showing me the results. Don't know. All right. Well,
you want me to pull it on the YouTube side? I can tell you right
now. Here, it just popped up. Okay. So 9 votes. 740. Chris, you got was 66%. Clover at 22%. Ginger at 11%, and I didn't receive a damn vote. What the hell? Throw me some love, folks. Throw me some love. All right. So Clove, you get first pick of the draft.
Mossberg 500, baby.
All right. Ginger.
Because he didn't take it, the Benelli M4. I mean, that is – oh, Chris, I saw that, Lynch. I mean, that's like 1-2 pick, the 500 and the M4, but the M4 is superior.
Yeah, no, I get it. That would have been my first pick, honestly. I'm probably going to go – since he took the 500, I'm going to go – 870. and just take that off the board because I'm sure somebody was gonna grab that. So I'll take 870 off the board. Chris.
Well, you guys have taken all the good ones. I'm going to go with a newer one. I'm going to go with the Beretta A300 Patrol.
Beretta A300 Patrol. Okay, so you now have first pick of the second round.
All right, I'm going to go with another one that I really want to just shoot it. It's the IWI Tavor TS12.
That's a tough one. That's going to be you're putting together a pretty good team right there. I want to go old school on one. Chloe, you're going to have to help me out because I don't remember the actual model. Okay.
All right.
But you're going to have to help me out here. It was the Stevens. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember. What's the model? Stevens. Side by side. I can't remember.
550? No, that wasn't a side by side.
No, I didn't.
You said old school.
Yeah, Stevens side by side. 311. Stevens 311. I shot a couple of those recently, not too long ago. That's a fun ass shotgun to shoot. The Stevens, does that make sense? That you've heard of the 311?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any good or not, but I enjoyed shooting the hell out of that. So I'm going to go Stevens 311 side by side. Ginger, you're up next, second round.
Well, when you said old school, I was very concerned you were going to take my pick, so I'm going with the Spaz 12. Iconic with the folding stock and everything.
Okay. All right. Chris?
I got to go with an over.
Wait, hold on. No. You already went. This is Clover this time. Sorry, Clover.
Well,
you have to do the second round pick. I'm sorry.
I was worried because both of you said old school. And I was worried both times, and I don't know why I was worried. So I'm going to Remington 1100.
Okay. Remington 1100. All right, you've got the first pick of the third round, Clove.
Browning Satori.
I never even heard of that. How do you spell that? Satori?
Citori.
Citori. Okay. Satori.
Over under.
Okay.
Damn you, Clover. You took mine.
Ginger, your third round pick.
I was going to pick an Ithaca, but I'm going to go because he said Browning. I'm going Browning Sweet 16.
So I'm taking 85 off the board.
I'm going to go another shotgun that I've shot recently that I really did like. It was not old school, but like, I think they said it was like maybe 1970 or 71 model, 19, not 18. It was a Charles Daly, the Moroku. I really enjoyed shooting that not too long ago. I don't know if it's a good one or not, but I enjoyed shooting it. So the Daly Moroku. And Columbus, your last one.
Well,
I
Clover
really
took my last one, so I'm going to go with the Beretta DT11.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know jack about shotguns, so my team might actually be the worst. I have no idea. I'm proud of the 870 just because it's a good one, but I'm only going by the other ones that I've shot like in the last couple of months and had fun shooting them. So I have no idea if they're good or not, but we'll take it. Recap 740 Chris's the Beretta A300 Patrol. IWI Tavor. That's what I wanted. I'm not gonna lie. That one hurt. I should have picked that first. But I wanted to get the 870 off the board. And then the Beretta DT11. Clovers, Mossberg 500, Remington 1100, the Browning Satori. Gingers, the Benelli M4. Solid. Spash 12 and the Browning Sweet 16. And mine are the Remington 870, the Stevens 311, and then the Daily Moroku. I'm going to put another poll out there, and we'll best shotgun team. Let's go here. 740 Clover, Ginger. All right. So go ahead and vote out there for a few minutes. Who's got the best shotgun team? Once again, Chris from the 740 had the Beretta A300 Patrol, the IWI Tavor, and the Beretta DT11. Clover, the Mossberg 500, a Remington 1100, and the Browning Satori. Ginger had the Benelli M4, the Spaz 12, and the Browning Sweet 16. And I had the Remington 870, the Stevens 311, and the Charles Daly Moroku. Let me know what you guys are doing out there. We'll let that simmer out there for a few minutes. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to start with Clover. If you have to trade one of yours for another one on someone else's team, which one would you trade?
1100 for the M4.
Yep. That's a solid one. Ginger, what about you? If you had to trade, what would you go with?
I would trade probably the Sweet 16 for that Tavor. Or cut the Tavor or the Sweet 16 and go with the Ithaca Model 37 because that was probably my
we're not replacing, we're trading, dude. Get the rules right. This is your second time. Don't let this. As the commissioner of this fantasy league, I will boot your ass. Columbus, if you had a trade, what would you trade?
Get rid of the Beretta Patrol for the M4.
Solid. I would probably trade the Charles Daly for the Tavor. Definitely. I don't know why. I do know why. I wanted to get the 870 off the board. And the Tavor was going to be my next pick until you took it right from underneath me. So it is what it is. All right, let's go out there and see. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. I know we're not getting many votes out there. They're just letting it go for a few minutes. Had 11 votes. Chris, once again, 36. Oh, Chris and Clover tied with 36% apiece. Hey, I came in third, 18%. And Ginger, you got 9%. So now, how do we want to handle the next one? We say rifle. Do we want to break it down like any kind of rifle, or do you want to go like ARs, or do you want to go like break it down by platform, or what?
We could do either way. I mean, ARs is going to be hard because if someone says AR-15, that's really out there. So you're going to have to kind of go by model. But we could go bolt, semi, doesn't matter. I mean, it's rifle.
Let's do that. Let's go bolt action rifle.
I wouldn't get crazy with caliber, but yeah, manufacturer and model.
I think manufacturer and model. Yeah. We'll go Bolt, manufacturer and model. Let's see here. Clover, did you have first pick? So Ginger, this is going to be, you're going to have the first overall pick in the 2023 Bolt Action Draft.
Oh, this is hard. I'm going to go Remington 700.
Solid, because about 90% of the rifles in the world are based off of 700. I'm going to go, I don't know the model. If you know me and you've been around this channel, you know that my dream bolt gun is a Macmillan 338 Lapua. So I'm going Macmillan 338 Lapua. I don't know if there is a model. It might be the 338, might be the model. I don't know, but I know it's a Macmillan, and it was my, not me, but our sniper. That was his rifle, and it's amazing. If I had the money and I could pick one bolt action rifle to go with, it would be that Macmillan 338 Lapua. So that's what I'm going with. Chris, what would you go with? First round draft pick for the bolt actions.
I have always wanted a Masterpiece Arms bolt action rifle.
All right, so let's see here. I want to do this. I forgot to write these down. So 740 went Masterpiece model or caliber.
If I was going to go with caliber, now I'd go 6.5.
6.5, okay. Clover went with the 700. Did you not?
No, I went 700. Clover hasn't drafted yet.
Oh, that's right. You had first pick. Yeah. Ginger Ghost. Oh, see, I'm not very smart, guys. You know that. Remington 700. And I went Millen 338 Lup. Clove, your first round pick for bolt action.
Bergara B14.
Yeah, you mother effer. It's literally right there, bro. Damn it.
Yeah, you had to go with Dream Rifle first, which I would not have even
I think the Bergara was going to go. Honestly, God, I didn't think the Bergara was going to go first round. I thought I could pick it up the second round. I honestly did. I thought that 100% I could pick up the Bergara the second round. You son of a motherless goat. My wife came in with you. We're having a draft. He took my pick. She thought I was actually mad at you. That's pretty funny, actually. That's pretty funny. All right, typing that in there. Okay. So you also get the first pick of the second round, Clove.
Ruger 1022.
Oh. I don't know why that surprises me, but it kind of does.
Commissioner, hold on. That's not a bolt. That's not a bolt gun. We
You
said
can
bolt gun.
you can get it in a bolt.
Is it bolt only?
Yeah, it was bolt only.
Yeah, can you get a 1022 in a bolt?
I thought we were talking. I thought you said semis.
No, this is bolt. This is bolt X. We're going to do semis next.
Oh, semis is going to be a whole new thing.
Yeah. I'll let you. If you want to change that. You can get a 1022 in bolt. Can you not?
No.
You can't at all. You sure about that? All right. You would know that. All right. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and do that. So
Savage, we'll go Savage Mark II.
All right. Going back to Chris. Going back this way now. Chris, what about you? Second round pick.
One of my favorites from NRAM, the Nosler Model 21.
Nosler Model 21. Not bad. I'm going to go with the Tika T3.
You son of a bitch.
I got you. Gotcha. Because that was the one, if I didn't get my Bergara, that Tika was what I was going with. And that's a great one. And then, so now you get last pick the second round there, Ginger. What can we do for you?
Oh, goodness. What is it? The International? Is that what it's called? The one from Shooter? Is that an International? Am I thinking right? Am I way off base?
McMillan.
Is that a McMillan?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's do
the Accuracy International.
Yeah, the Accuracy International.
Oh, is it? I thought it was a McMillan.
Accuracy International. Yeah. You would go with the Accuracy?
Yeah, we'll go with the Accuracy International.
It's a pretty solid gun right there. All right. So you get first pick of the third round. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it old school because a lot of things are designed after this. I'm gonna go with the Mauser.
I was wondering when we were going to start seeing some old stuff like that. Not a bad pick. For me, I'm not going to go old school. I'm going to go with a Savage Stealth. That was also, and Clover was 2:00 in the morning 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. And I almost bought the Stealth at like 2:00 in the morning because it was like the cheapest I'd ever seen it. I'm happy I didn't because I'm very happy with Sophia, but that Savage Stealth's pretty good. So I'm gonna go with Savage Stealth. Chris, what about you? Third round pick.
Barrett M95.
Man, you keep pulling shit out of your ass. That's a good pick. It's a good pick. Clove, final pick.
Armor Light AR-50.
It's because you have one?
Yeah.
I would too if I had one. All right.
Well, I stole your Bergara, so why not?
You did steal my Bergara. I'm still pissed about that. Best Bolt draft. Clover. Oops. Ginger. All right, so let's recap for Bolt Action draft. 740, the Masterpiece, 6.5 Creed, really doesn't matter, but the Masterpiece arms, the Nosler Model 21, and the Barrett M95. Solid team. Ginger, Remington 700, Accuracy International, and the Mauser. Clover, freaking Bergara B14, the Savage Mark II, and the Armalite AR-50. I'm pretty happy with mine. I had the McMillan 338 Lapua, the Tika T3, the Savage Stealth. Let me know out there, guys, in that vote who drafted the best Bolt Action team. So let's start this one again. Ginger, I'm going to give you first round draft pick to trade. You must trade one for something else. What would it go?
I'm trading the Mauser for the AR-50.
Not so sure that Clover's GM would accept that trade. You might have to kick in a little cash or at least maybe a Bolt Action to be named later.
Pallet or two of shotgun shells or something. Yeah.
A pallet of something for sure. Yeah. Clove, if you could get rid of one, or if you had to get rid of one for another, what would it be?
Probably the Savage Mark II for the Stealth.
Interesting. Okay. Savage for Savage. Okay. All right. Chris, what would you trade if you had to?
I would give up the Nosler for whoever had the Accuracy International. Who was that?
That would be Ginger.
Yeah.
That would be Ginger. That's a pretty sweet one. The accuracy is really, really nice. For me, I would give up the Stealth for the Bergara. Just saying. That way, to have a McMillan, a Tika, and a Bergara, I think that I could be just happy, dandy, happy with that. And it's not like that. Like getting. And the funny thing is about that is, Clover wanted to trade for my stealth, so he'd get the stealth anyways, and I'd get his Bergara. I think we might be both happy with that trade. I don't know. Would you take that trade?
No, negative, Ghost Rider.
Are you just being stubborn because you know I love the Bergara? Or
well, here's the thing. You know me well enough to know I don't like your Bergara.
I know.
I don't like your B14, but there are B14s that I do love. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I get it. This is the BMP. Which one do you like? The Hunter? Do you like which one? Do you like?
HMR.
The HMR. Yeah. It's a good one. That's a good one. Yep. All right, let's go over here and end this poll and see what happens. 10 votes. Ghost with the win, 40%. Chris comes in second with 30. Ginger at 20. Clover with 10. I actually like Clover's list. I like all the lists. I think maybe the Acura, the International, might have put Ginger over the top, maybe on the last place one alone.
Somebody's got to win.
Somebody's got to lose. I've been there. I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? So yeah. All right. Let's go semi. Get my list done. So 740 and Clover, Ginger, and myself. Is it me? I think I'm the last. Yeah,
you got
first pick. Holy cow. Man, this hurts because I know what I want to pick, but I know what I should pick.
Yeah, you've also got, you got to think about what's going to get taken up if you don't pick it too.
I know. That's what sucks.
So if you think you're going to want it in a later round, you may want to go ahead and do it. Take a chance.
Yeah, but if I don't take this other one, then I know it won't be here in the later round.
Yeah, but you got first pick in the rounds. Remember that.
Yeah, but I also won't get back until it gets back to me after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. Oh, damn it. I'm gonna take a gamble. I'm gambling here. I know it's gonna be gone. But I'm gonna take a gamble. I'm gonna go HK 416. Might be honestly the best AR ever built. Maybe the best AR ever built. So I'm gonna go HK. I'm gonna take a gamble that something else is there later on. Let's see here. So you picked first last time, right? Okay. So Chris, you have second pick.
I'm taking the MP5 now before somebody else takes it.
Chris, I thought I liked you.
How am I going to choose? Like, everyone knows that the MP5 is like my favorite gun ever, but maybe people go some different route. I didn't think that the 416 would be there. I thought maybe there's a chance the MP5. No. The very next freaking pick, it's gone.
I would have went if I was in your shoes. I would have went with the MP5 before I went with the 416.
You think the 416 had a better chance of making it through?
Yep, I do.
Man,
I do.
That's where I was torn though. Like, I mean, like, how do you like? I get it. That was And if I would have picked MP5, he probably picks 416, or someone does. But maybe you're right. I should have at least gone. I should have at least secured the MP5, probably, right? All right, freak it, Clover. First round pick.
I'll take my 1022 now, please. Thank you.
1022, please. All right, Ginger.
I'm gonna have to go Sig MPX MCX. That whole, I guess.
I think Ginger's
Do
just
I have-
making stuff up at this point.
Do I have to pick a line? If I say MPX, is this MCX still on the board?
Yeah, no, I would say it's yeah, I'd say it's close enough.
Yeah, I if you pick, I would say the MPX and MCX because they're the same thing, just different links. I think I would consider those one. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, you can't go the second round pick and get the MCX. You know?
No, I've got my second round pick.
Oh, it's your second round picks now. So go ahead.
It's probably too early for this, but I'm gonna go FNPS 90.
That's where I was gonna go next after the MP5. You going P90, PS90? I mean, it's the same thing, but
Yeah, same thing.
I'm going to put P90 down because, golly, I'm sitting here looking and going, All right, fine. Clover, second round pick.
Are we going back around this way?
Yeah.
It's tough, man. I got two, and I don't know if either one will make it. I'm going Garen.
Ooh, interesting. Huh. Interesting. All right, Chris, you're up next.
I know it's not one of the best there is out there, but they are fun to shoot, so I'm going to go with the Scar 17.
Oh, that's solid.
That is a solid choice.
That was going to be my next pick because everything else. I hate you all. I hate you all. Man. Man, I'm hurting right now at this point. All right. People are going to laugh at me with this. Just because it's sentimental reasons. I'm going to say the M16A2. That's what I learned to shoot on, M16A2.
Solid choice.
So I have now so it goes back to me for my third round pick. Man. Let me ask you guys this. With the MP5, I need a ruling. MP5, does that take out the MP7 off the board?
Yeah, I would think so. That's a caliber. That's all. The caliber is the only difference, isn't it?
No, it's a completely different design. MP7's on the board.
So I got a yay and a nay. Chris, you're the deciding vote. MP7 on the board, or is it taken off with the MP5 vote?
No, I would take it.
My nay was not a solid nay. I was asking a question.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So MP7, I'm happy with that choice. At least I got me an HK. I got 2 HKs, but I'm actually happy now with my list. I pulled that out of my ass. That was a late round steal, if you will. That's the Tom Brady pick 199 that could turn into something fantastic. So I'm gonna go with that. Going back to Chris for your third round pick. That motherfucker's been Googling the whole damn time. Look at him. He's got a Google over there. He's got his list.
I've been writing my guns down.
Oh, snap. I'm not going to say anything, but Honcho has got a pretty good one out there. Just saying.
I'm going with the Barrett M82.
Oh, snap.
You son of a gun.
Very nice. That's a great third round pick right there as well. I tell you what, our third round picks so far have been pretty hefty there. Clover, your third round pick.
Right arm of the free world, baby.
Jesus Christ. Ginger.
Did he just take the AK? Is that what I'm guessing?
It's the FN. Right arm of the free world is the FN, bro. The FNFAL.
You have the FAL. So are you wanting?
I'm taking the AK 47.
I don't. I'm not gonna lie. In my mind, scrambling, I never even thought of the AK. I know that's crazy. It never even hit my. You guys threw for a loop for taking 3 of my picks.
That's the best part about this because Chris is doing it right. You're putting he's got a draft board and everything. He's throwing them up there.
I'm too stupid to do that. You know that. I can't spell board, much less draft. Got me a draft board, BORED, all right. That is it. We got all 3 rounds. All right, I'm going to put the poll up. Golly, man. I tell you what, I think like the third round picks were pretty damn solid. Those are some solid third round picks. I don't think, man, that's crazy. Let me start a poll here real quick. Best semi-rifle draft. Ginger, Clover, Ghost. Boom. Let's recap. Chris from the 740. Man, these are all pretty good. MP5, the Scar, and the Barrett M82. That's pretty solid. Clover went fuddish on us, but still a very solid lineup. The 1022, the Garand, and the FAL. Ginger, the SIG MPX, the P90, and the AK-47. Just for clarification, had someone asked, is the AK-74 still on the board after the 47? What would you guys rule on that? I would say yes.
Yeah, it's still on the board.
Okay.
100%.
I think it matters at this point, but and I picked the HK416, the M16A2, and the MP7. This is going to be tough. I like everyone's team. This was a solid draft. Chris, let's start with you. If you had to trade, what would you trade?
I would trade John the Scar 17 for the P90.
Solid. The P90's badass, man.
Yeah.
Really is. Clover, if you had to trade, what would you trade?
It would have to be 4.
I don't know if you really would want to trade, but I mean, I think if you had to.
The game is we have to. No,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to trade anything, but forced
yeah.
to. Probably FN for FN. I'd probably go with the
P90.
The Scar.
I go with Scar for the FAL.
Yeah, Scar for the FAL. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. No. Ginger, what would you trade?
It hurts me to say this, but the P90 for the MP7. I think that would be a solid swap.
Ooh. Very similar, by the way. You just like the MP platform.
I just like the MP7 ergos a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm actually happy with mine. Actually, even though I didn't get the MP5, You know what? If I had to, I would trade the M16 for the MP5 and just go all HK. Have the 416, the MP5, the MP7. That would be pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie, that would be really, really solid. And when I say the M16A2, I'm talking the Colt actual M16A2. But yeah, I probably would do that and just go that for the MP5 and let's just roll HK, baby. Let's roll HK.
This one was tough. There was several that I figured would be in play, and there was a few that I wanted that after I got to thinking about it, I'm like the Colt XM177, the Dissipator. There's a couple that you're like,
Dissipator, yeah. Now let me ask you guys this:
M14,
the M16. Since I took the M16, would the Dissy be still on the board? Because
it better be because it's different.
All it was is cut down from a 20 to a 16.
You're saying the 74 and the 47 though is like
caliber though.
They're totally different calibers.
Okay, yeah, all right, whatever.
I mean, I would say because if you say M16, you're covering a whole lot.
If you say A2, you don't.
Yeah, if you say A2, but
this is true. This is true.
XM177 is an A1.
That's
that. The Dissipator was an A1.
The Dissipator was an A1. You're right. So yep, yeah, you're right. When I said A2, you're right. I should have just said the M16. But yeah, when I said A2, you're right. I niched it down to open up some doors. You're right.
Because technically, Chris took the MP5, but you could have said PTR. You could have said.
You're right. No, I get it.
Yeah.
No, you're right. When I said the A2, that opened the door for a lot of different things. So now, if I was trying to be an ass and actually had strategy to do something like that, I just probably would have said M16 and say to hell with all of y'all. But
well, I haven't picked anything.
Ooh, the SKS. No one did mention the SKS or the 14. I get why they wouldn't mention the 14, but the SKS, that is interesting. What were you saying, Clove?
Oh, I was just saying I haven't picked anything that I really picked just to pick it. Like that's why my list this last time was rather fuddish. It was because those were my picks.
I did not get a single vote in the semi-auto rifle draft. Chris wins it with 50%, Clover at 37%, Ginger at 12, and I for the 2 out of 4 polls, I received 0 votes. So I thank you for all your support. I appreciate it.
Why do I have a feeling that Chris is paying people off for this? You know.
Oh, he's got PayPal just ripping it right now.
Sending them money.
That's right. I actually am more proud of this list for my team on this one than I am any of the other ones, and I don't get any votes. I don't think people truly appreciate the 416.
A lot of people don't even know what that is. Let's be honest.
That very well could be true. That very well could be true.
When you say a lot of the stuff that we've mentioned, they don't. I felt that way in the shotgunning thing. It's like, come on, I had the most solid shotgun list you could possibly have. I had the Remington 1100 and the Mossberg 500. It's like, come on.
True. No.
Like two iconic shotguns.
You did indeed
win that poll. So it's like, come on.
I had the M4. Like,
whoopity-doo.
I mean,
and it had been made for how long compared to the 1100? So
and the specs.
I had the
M4 doesn't come with gold engraving with ducks on the side and all that crap either. Now does it? No.
But John Wick shoots it.
No.
Yeah.
This is true. with dragon's breath and slugs and all kind of stuff. So.
All right.
Speaking of that, have you watched any of the Expendables yet? Because the new one comes out in September.
I haven't had a chance. I will have them watched before the new one comes out. I promise you.
Your own record. That was
and I want to. I had it, bro. It's nuts.
You mentioned Wick. I was just saying that.
No. And I'm happy to do it. I will have it done before.
You won't be once you watch them, probably. But yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, suspicion confirmed. Look at this $50 gift card, Chris. Come on.
Yeah, guy called you out on that one. Is lever action next? We could, but I know less about lever action than I do shotguns, and that's hard to do.
lever would be hard to do.
Would it?
What if we did
4 people, 3 apiece would be tough.
3 guns for the rest of your life? That's
what I was going to say. We're actually going to do a 3-gun, 1 handgun, 1 shotgun, and 1 rifle, whether it's bolt or semi.
Whatever. Yeah.
We're actually going to go straight 3-gun. And we can draft them in any order we want. So the dream 3-gun. So let me write my list down. How do we figure out who's going to go first?
We can just continue the order and go with Chris.
Okay, that's fine. So we go Chris, Clover, John, me, John, Clover, Chris, Clover, John, me. Okay. Chris, 3-gun, 1 handgun, 1 shotgun, 1 rifle in any particular order. You get 1 of each. What's the first pick?
Oh.
Don't worry about it. Clover's going to pick all 22 crap. So just letting you know.
Probably. Well, nobody. I got no worries about anybody picking any of mine, so I'm good. Y'all go right ahead.
You got worries about all of mine. Let's be honest.
This one's gonna kill me because I want to be able
So
to
are we in any order, or are we just
any order? Any
so he
order.
can do a handgun, I can do a rifle.
Absolutely. You
Okay.
better get what you want to get first round. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, fair enough. That's cool.
And let's throw in. Do we want to throw levers into the rifles just so we just have you have
a rifle? Yeah.
Any shotgun, any handgun.
Yeah, it's a rifle. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything at this point. Now that I've made it even tougher for you, Chris.
If I gotta go, okay, for handgun, I want to because I'm gonna want to still shoot competitions too. So I gotta go with my PDP Pro for my handgun.
All right, that's good. You're going first round draft pick. The PDP. You don't think you could have gotten that in the 3rd round, bud?
Well, I'm thinking along the lines of stuff that I got to use the rest of my life here. So
I'm just saying, like, you got to pick a shotgun and a rifle, and you go with no. I'm not saying anything bad about the PDP. Pretty sure you could have gotten that in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
So hey, that's on you. Good luck, Clove. 1st round pick.
Smith & Wesson 617.
Is that a revolver?
22 revolver. Yeah.
Some motherfucker, he is going 22 everywhere. Yeah, except for a shotgun, obviously. He's probably gonna go 20 or 28 gauge in a shotgun, though. What do you bet? Smith & Wesson. What model was it?
617.
617. All right, Ginger.
Can I get a ruling on something real quick? If I say MP5, does that count as a rifle or does it count as a pistol?
It is not a handgun.
Okay, then I'm going
MP5.
MP5.
It is a submachine gun.
I'm going MP5.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. First round draft pick, Benelli in 4. Right off the bat. I don't think it's going to get back to me. I've got to go through everybody. Benelli in 4 is my first, and I actually get to go start the 2nd round too, don't I? Huh. I'm gonna go Glock 17. Glock 17. Ginger, second round pick. You can either get a hand or a shot. Yo.
Hey, real quick, since we're picking 3 and there's 4 of us,
Yeah.
not everybody is going to get to pick first. So why don't we add a wild card at the end and have 4?
Okay, I'm fine with that. That
way everybody gets the first pick. You know
I tell you what. All right, so Chris, you had a first pick in the first round. Then I had the first pick the second round, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Ginger, what's your second round pick?
I'm gonna have to go shotgun, and I'm gonna take that Beretta 1300.
Interesting. Clove, second round pick.
Browning Satori, 28 gauge.
I knew it. Chris, second round pick.
Going back to that, since you got the M4, I'm taking the Beretta, the Patrol again.
The Beretta Patrol.
Isn't that a 1300?
Is it? I don't.
Oh, I believe it is.
Well, okay. I'll take the Remington 1100 series.
Okay. Can I get a ruling on the Patrol? Is that a 1300? Can I get a ruling on that? I guess I could probably Google it, couldn't I?
John's probably right on that.
Beretta Patrol. It's an A300. Is that different than the 1300? I'm ignorant.
Yeah.
So would you rather have the Patrol, Chris?
Yep, I'll take it back then.
Okay, I'll give it to you. A300 Patrol. Okay. Third round, John.
Chris got it.
Yeah, but I've had a first round pick. He's had a first pick in the round.
It's John.
So
it's going around that way, right?
No, it's going this way actually.
Yeah.
Me,
Chris was first. You were second. John's third.
And you'll be fourth. Okay, so John, we're gonna go this way then. John, you get the first pick of the third round. And at this point, you have to go handgun.
Handgun? I'm going with an Infinity.
The hell's
That's a good one.
The hell is the Infinity? Do I not know that? I know that if I see it.
I don't know if they have actual model numbers. Chris can, but it's a 2011.
Yeah, I don't think there's.
Okay. Infinity 2011. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. What do I need to do? I need to go rifle, don't I? I'm going HK 416 with my rifle. I'll take that. Clover, you're up next. Third round pick. You got to go with a rifle, it looks like.
Marlin 1895.
Yeah, you were in no jeopardy at all with any of your picks, my homie. Mm-hmm. You were safe. Yep. It didn't matter which order you went in, does it? Nope. Chris, you've got to go rifle.
All right. I want a dependable AR-15, and since it's not something we're building, we got to buy one off the shelf. I'm going with the Knights Armament SR-15.
Nice. Which one? Which model?
SR-15.
Yes, sir. Okay. I thought that's what you said. Very solid. So we're gonna get a wild card since you came up with it, Clover. This could be anything from any platform.
Yeah, it can be
Just
any of the three.
anything.
Yeah.
Anything. All right. So
Yeah.
all right. So this will be you get the first pick in the wild card round.
I go with a Colt XM177.
Colt XM177.
Again,
Good
no
call.
no worries.
No, I understand. That's pretty solid. Ginger.
Barrett.
Which one?
What is it? The M95, whatever the semi-auto is.
Okay, I don't think you're going to be in jeopardy. Chris, wild card.
What was the wild card Clover just took?
Clover took the Colt XM177.
Okay. My wild card, I'm going to go with the lever gun. I haven't picked a lever gun all night, so I'm going to go with an 1895 Marlin 4570.
I took that off the board
Oh.
first round.
The Marlin,
Okay.
yeah, the Marlin 18 in his last pick, the third round, actually.
Well, shoot. My wild card.
You might as well go Henry then. I'm just saying. If you want to go lever
Got
Yeah, I'm
Winchester.
going.
or
Yeah, I'll go
Winchester.
Henry. Give me the Henry 4570. I want a lever gun.
Henry. For me, let's see here. I'm going through my thing. I've got my shotgun, I got my handgun, I got my. I'm gonna go back to the McMillan 338 for my long. I need to reach out. If getting to the Red Dawn, I've got everything except for going out to that long range. I'm going to go with the Macmillan 338. All right, fantastic. That was fun. I'm going to put a poll out there, and we're going to go over the teams. Who won? 740 Ginger. Clover. Ghost. All right, so we're going to go through this. Chris from the 740 with a PDP Pro for his handgun, the Beretta A300 Patrol for his shotgun, the Knights Armament SR-15 for his rifle, and his wild card was the Henry 4570 lever. Clover, handgun, Smith & Wesson 617. His shotgun was the Satori in 28 gauge. Rifle was the Marlin 1895 lever, and then his wild card was the Colt XM177. Ginger, rifle MP5, shotgun Beretta 1300, handgun the Infinity 2011, and for his rifle he went Barrett. For me, my shotgun was the Benelli M4. Handgun was the Glock 17. Rifle was the HK 416. And my wild card, I went long range with the McMillan 338 Lapua. Tell you what, that was really fun. And all four of those are pretty solid. Let's start with Clover on this one. Got to make a trade. What are you going with?
Oh, man.
I know you actually. Let me ask you this: show of hands on the panel. Clover, you can speak your hand. Would anybody? We're still going to do this, and you have to trade. But if you were given the option to keep everything or trade, who here would be happy with the four choices? I actually am very happy with the four choices. I would not trade if I didn't have to.
Yeah, the exercise was we got these forever. So yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I've got my pistol, a shotgun, a mid-range AR, and my long range. I'm actually happy, but we're gonna go with this anyway. So, who would I start with, Chris, or who would I say, Chris or Clover?
It don't matter.
Chris, let's start with you. If you had to trade, what would the trade be?
I'd give up my Henry for Clover's Marlin.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Would you accept that trade?
No.
Depends
on the age of the Marlin, but generally speaking, no.
In general speaking, there you go.
Yeah.
Guys at the Cimarron 4570. Yeah.
Which is Uberti. But yeah.
Guys is brake action 12 with a 22 LR cylinder. There's one for Clover. No kidding.
Well, of course. Why do you think I keep picking the brake action or an over and under?
Exactly. Gort, Walther PDP, Beretta 13 in the HK 416. That's pretty solid right there. That's pretty solid. Gort says seals and rings like the 416. I'm telling you, if you've never been able to shoot a 416, like, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing. I will say this. It's the best AR platform rifle I've ever shot. And I don't think it's close. For some reason, I love, and the funny thing is I enjoy the quad rail. Like, I know that sounds weird. I enjoy the quad rail on the 416. I'm just saying. Some people may not, but I enjoy the quad rail. I like the 416. I really, 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 really like the 416. I will own one of those one day as well. But I'm an HK guy. I love HK. I think they make great. They're complete pricks. Probably in real life, I don't know, but I really like their stuff. But yeah. Clover, what did you say you would do again?
You know, not wanting to give up any of them. The only, forced. I would have to force the wild card. I'd have to force the Colt XM177, and probably for your 416.
Okay. I would not be happy with that trade, but I could still manage the 177. Still a solid one. Like I said, I wouldn't be happy, but I could still do some work with the Colt for sure. Ginger, forced trade.
I would, this is going to be surprising. I would trade the MP5 for your 416 because I'm realizing
Really?
I don't have a mid range. Like the 9 mil is great, but I have a 50 and a 9 mil.
Yep, this is true. Yep. And in that situation, I wouldn't. Man. Yeah, it'd be tough. It'd be tough. I'll put it to you this way. Obviously, it was never going to be there, but if we went wild card, I almost went MP7. But then I started thinking, only have these 4 guns for the rest of my life. What if Red Dawn happens? I started kind of going through. Okay, I got handgun. I got my shotgun. I've got my mid range. Now I need the long range. And what's my favorite long range? I'm going Mac. So I get it. If I had to make a trade, I'm happy with my shotgun, my rifle, my long range. I would probably trade the Glock 17 for the PDP Pro. If I had to trade something, I'd trade the 17 for the PDP Pro. Love me some Walther for sure. But I'm happy. I'm really, really happy with that list. Really solid list from everybody. That was really fun. Let's go and end this poll. I'm sure Chris wins because he wins everything. He's passing out freaking Starbucks cards. Of course. Chris with 50% of the vote. Clover and I both get 25% of the vote, and Ginger got 0.
There's something going on out on that side. I absolutely lost that one. I don't know how I won that.
I don't think you lost, bro. I was just surprised that you went PDP as the first overall pick. I think you probably could have gotten that with the last pick. You could even gotten that with your wild card. honestly, not saying it's a bad gun, but I think that all of us for handguns, we're going to go somewhere different. I think you could have had that.
Oh yeah, no. The reason I took it is because that's the handgun I shoot the best. That's like the gun that I got the more rounds through than any other gun. So,
Oh snap! Guy super chat out there says his wild card would be the M1A1 Abrams. My wild card probably would have been a minigun. Let's just be honest.
Go A10 and be done with it, right?
A10 and say screw it all. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But do you really want a machine gun the rest of your life?
Yes. I would like a minigun for the rest of my life. Yes, I really would.
Like if that's the only thing, the only one that you could have the rest of your life, you would pick a machine gun.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, if okay, let's do this. All right. Of our 4 guns that each of us have. Now, this is not going to be anything that's not on our list. Like, Chris, you can only choose from your 4 guns. Clover, you can only pick from your 4 guns. Okay. Chris, of your 4, if you could only have one.
definitely got to go with that. Got to go with my SR-15. I mean, because I can pretty much do everything with that to an extent.
I like that. Clover?
The Satori 28 gauge.
Really?
Yeah. I can put sleeves in it and fire any caliber I wanted. I could always sleeve it. So it would be one gun.
Huh.
So, yeah.
It just still shocks me. I figured you'd go Marlin. I honestly thought you'd.
No, and actually my second would be the Smith & Wesson 617. It wouldn't even be the Marlin. So I wouldn't want my only one gun to be a 4570. No way. Can't hunt bird with it.
Would you go ahead of the Colt or Colt ahead of the Marlin?
Oh, the Colt would be down bottom on the list for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why it was the wild card.
Yep. Ginger.
I hate to say this because I'm following in Clover's footsteps. I'm going with the 1300 because I can use it pretty much for everything: hunting, slug, buck, bird, everything.
I'm going the 416. I'm kind of like Chris. I can do whatever I want to do with that 416. Not a problem. I'm not going to go and shoot birds or clay pigeons or whatever. So I'm going to go the 416 would be my one. Pat in the bunker, $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you very, very much. G says 21 thumbs up. Coming in late. Thanks for hosting each week. You bet, buddy.
You still shoot birds with it. You just got to wait for them to land.
Yeah, I can still shoot birds. It's just going to be.
No, that's true. That's true.
I mean, you technically could. I personally probably couldn't shoot a bird, but yes, people can probably shoot a bird with an AR.
I mean, if you had to eat, forget hunting regulations, right?
Oh, I wouldn't even think about that. I'm just saying I don't know if I'm skilled enough to shoot a bird with a 5.56.
If it's roosted or whatever,
once again,
flying, you should be able to.
I get that. If it's in the air.
That's kind of where my mind was going. What Clover's saying, like, if you had to eat, you could wait till it landed and then you could take it with
absolutely.
The AR.
I could. No. I agree with that. I agree with that.
I mean, to be fair, my other 2 choices besides a shotgun was either an MP5 or a Barrett. I have no middle ground.
This is true. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. You screwed yourself. As much as I love an MP5, and people know this, MP5 is probably my favorite gun of all time. Like straight up, that I've shot, that I've used. It's just my favorite. Not say it's the best. I'm just saying that's my favorite, right? I wouldn't have chosen it for this list. Now, it might have come down to a wild card pick, maybe, but in a 3-gun, probably not so much. Man, that was fun. Thanks for that suggestion, buddy. That was fun.
Anytime. if we had more people in here and you start commentating with each other about it in between picks, it's hilarious.
You know, we could have done. We could have gotten real interesting if we say, all right, I've got the last pick in this round, but I'm really worried. What would you be willing to give up to trade picks? I'm pretty sure in the first round, when we talked about the MP5 going off the board, like on the rifle side, I picked the 416, knowing that I was maybe going to try to get the MP5. I might have been willing to actually give up a $50 gift card for that second pick. I'm not saying that I would, but I'm not saying that I wouldn't either.
Next time,
yeah,
let's roll the chat and let 3 people from each round in the chat pick 3 for it, or you feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we've got our picks and we got the chat picks.
I like it.
That could be interesting.
It gets more interesting. So we did this. It was me, Big Kid, Kurt, our friend Mike Borden, and Mills, and we did this one night, 5 rounds. And once with pistols, once the big names are off the board,
yeah, you
coming
can
up with the
around
idea.
the pistols. You're like, I mean,
but then
let's go with the high point.
But the funny part is that's where like the weird stuff comes up, or things that you would never think about would come up. And same thing with rifles. It was like you're pulling just like how our 3-round rifle went by, and everyone was like, "Damn, you took mine." That's how it goes with 5 rounds, and it gets really fun because you're sitting there scrambling, going, "Oh shoot, he took all my picks."
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. We'll do that. We might have to figure out something next week to get, like the Clover said, get the audience involved. I think that'd be fun. But all right, man, I had a great time. Thanks for that, John. Because like I said, my mind has been mush and I couldn't think of anything. I sent the email. I said, I have no idea what we're doing tonight, but we're gonna wing it and we'll have fun either way. And then John said, hey, I got something. Like, man, that was fun as hell. We got to do more of that. So I'm gonna bring in Chris real quick, and Chris, bring you in, talk about your podcast, what kind of stuff you got coming to the line, any projects you're working on.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, John. Thanks for that, man. This is probably one of the top chats ever. This was an epic one here. This was fun.
Yeah, because you win every damn thing. It's easy. It's for fun.
I would have had fun even if I lost. It was fun. It was a great idea.
No, it was definitely fun.
Yeah, we got the Wednesday night live chat tomorrow night at 9 Eastern, and we're doing the Monstrum Week this week, so we're doing premieres on all the videos at 6 Eastern, and I'm hanging out with everybody in the side chat, so it's a fun week. So thanks again, Ghost. I really appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Go check out Monstrum, by the way. Chris and those guys over there, great people, great products. I've owned several Monstrum optics and all that, and never had an issue with them. I did see what's the angle foregrip with the light. What's that thing called?
The Raider.
Yeah. You're talking, and Clover was talking about that a couple weeks ago too. Man, that thing is sick.
They got it in 2 options. You can get it angled or you can get it in a straight. So.
Oh, really? I don't like the broom. So I'd probably go angled, but yeah, that's a really cool thing. I think Clover was the first one that he called me. I was about a month ago or so. He goes, "Hey, man, have you ever seen this?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Man." So I checked it out. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty badass." So Monstrum's doing some cool stuff, man. Go check out the podcast tomorrow night. Chris from the 740. Always a fun, lively chat. You can get up to about 8 guys on your chat. That could be interesting to do a little draft with 8 guys one time. That could be really interesting.
Yeah, it would be. We're definitely going to have to do this in the future.
Yeah. It's okay because John only charges 47% of anything you make off of it. So you get 53. It's fair. He's not quite 50-50 split. But, yeah. John, who are you plugging tonight?
Like always going with Southeastern Guide Dogs against a nonprofit charity out of Tampa, Florida, giving guide dogs to our veterans who need it. There is an event in Medina, Ohio, July 15th for them to raise money, and hopefully we raise enough money for another dog. So that was we're really proud of them over there, always plugging that event. So hopefully we get more of those events going across the country. I know there was just one. I just found out about it late, but there was one in your neck of the woods, Ghost. The Arkansas chapter threw one.
When?
That's what I needed to know. I didn't hear anything from anybody until just now. So it was like a week ago or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, and they didn't say anything to anybody. So
Not a very good fundraiser when you don't say anything to anybody.
Well, yeah. So I got to get with their president to get together with them on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to get donations, and like always, like we always do, we are, because I couldn't draft it in the shotgun draft, we're going to talk about it now. That's the Pony Express 2024. Again, our grassroots marketing campaign to get Anderson to make the Pony Express shotgun. I know I see that I am commenting on all the Instagram posts. Come on, guys. Like we need to get this rolling. Like, come on. Pony Express 2024 on all Anderson social so we can get them to make the Pony Express.
Absolutely. I got a text from Kyle earlier today. He is probably gonna have to watch the replay. He's got some life things. I get it. Not everyone can always just shut down lives to hang out in the podcast. But once again, go check out Anderson Manufacturing. Chase is probably sleeping right now. He's got an early morning. He's got to fly to an undisclosed location to meet with some of the 3-letter alphabet organizations for the next few days. So I'm going to go ahead and say, go check out EAAcorp.com, all of EAA stuff, mainly Gerson line. Since they're not here to plug themselves, I'll plug them. So yeah. Clover Bitch, what you got going on? Anything?
Dropped a video on the RX-02.
Yes, you did.
Earlier. So you want to check out a pretty nifty little hammer-fired handgun. Go check that one out.
Yeah. Wow, I just lost it. No idea. Just left.
Something about
that last brain cell just died. I got nothing.
Something about your Delta, probably.
Probably. Oh, RX. Yeah. I was gonna say I have not shot the. I've got the Delta X, and we dropped a video over the weekend that our top 10 favorite guns that we own. That I own, and that RX made the list. Top 10 guns I own.
Yeah.
Go check that video out, but that RX made the list. It might surprise some people.
I don't know that this Zero would ever make on my top 10 list.
I've never shot. I've held it, but I've never shot the Zero, so I don't know.
Yeah, top 10. There's just so many, that
I have maybe
top 10 handguns. It might, but top 10.
Oh yeah,
it's like I don't.
Yeah, know. I've got. Maybe 20% of what guns you have. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. We don't.
First
rule of owning guns is we don't.
No, I know, but I know about. I mean, I have a ballpark of what you have, and I have a ballpark of what I have, and
yeah.
So I don't. I've got a lot, but having as much as you do, 10 would be tough.
Yeah, it makes it rough. It really does. Because I've seen your video and I wanted to do something like that. I think what I'm going to do, I'll probably put out a poll, put out something on the community tab. But I think what I'm going to do, because this is something I probably could narrow down pretty good, is top 5 I would never sell.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah,
something like that, and I could narrow that down pretty
or
easy.
Top 5 of your favorite shotguns, or top 5 of your favorite rifles. Top 5.
Yeah, I've already done some of those in the past, but some of that's changed.
Top 5 that you would never sell. That would be interesting, because I have guns that would never come close to my top 10 favorite,
but you'd never sell.
But I never sell them.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. To be interesting, and it'd be a chance to talk about the why, and some of it is sentimental value or collectability or whatever. So, yeah, it has nothing to do with it's my favorite.
Absolutely.
Because if
Yeah.
you got a favorite that you can replace pretty easy, then I mean, who cares?
Well, it's
Right
just
price, sell it.
It's one of those things where, like, with the caveat, if I sold it, I could never get another one back again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that's the way you got to look at it.
you
Yeah.
gotta look at it that way. That I'll never, knowing that I could very easily get another one of these back.
Regardless of how much money you're going to get for it, you can never own it again once you
Never
sell
own it again. And it sounds bad. The Beretta 92 will never come close to a top 10 favorite gun of mine, but I will never sell a 92 of mine.
Yeah.
That's what I shot. That's what I learned to shoot handguns on, you know,
Yeah, right.
Like I'll never get rid of it.
Yeah.
Either one of them. But I mean, but no, I mean, it's not going to make my top 10 favorites. It is not.
Yeah.
But I would never sell a 92. Interesting.
Well, that's like, when did I drop the Tech 9? Was that last week?
It's a couple weeks ago, I think.
I don't remember. But
Whenever.
you didn't even know I owned a Tech 9.
I had no idea you had a Tech 9.
You're like, how you liking that? I'm like, I've had that for like 20 years.
When you said I just did a video of Tech 9, I was like, where'd you find that at? I figured you found like some, the pawn shop or something.
Right.
I had no idea you had one. You never mentioned it, like ever. Have you never mentioned it?
It's never come up. You know what I mean?
I get it.
And I seen my short. I did one short with it, and the short still gets traffic to this day. And I thought, you know what? I just need to break that out and do a freaking video with it. The short's doing well. Why not?
I must have missed the short because I never.
Well, it's easy to miss shorts. Let's be honest.
It is. But I was like, when you said Tech 9, I was like, what?
Right.
What?
Yeah.
I had no idea you had a Tech 9. It's a crappy gun, but it's a pretty cool gun. Let's be honest,
Oh yeah. It's worth every bit of trouble it gives you. I promise
you. Yeah. Pretty cool little gun. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're listening in podcast form or watching this replay, God bless you. Hope you guys had fun with this. Leave us a comment. Let you know what you think about the show. If you have any ideas for content, I'm gonna let you do all the heavy lifting for the channel. Give us some ideas for shows. It is what it is. But yeah, no, we'll have fun next week. Go check out Kristen 740. Go check out Clover Tack. Ginger, do you have? You don't have to type it. Just say what the website is for the guide dogs.
Southeasternguidedogs.org, I believe.
Is it .org? I did.
Let me make sure. Hold on, because I don't want to get.
This awkward silence brought to you.
It's guidedogs.org.
Guidedogs.org. Go check out guidedogs.org. I need to find out when and where they had their event here in Arkansas.
Working on it now.
Yep, there you go. All right, boys and girls, this is your captain. Please, we are getting ready to land, so please return your seats to the upright position and make a mad dash. As soon as we touch the ground, you may make a mad dash for the door, open it up, and utilize the floating slide, if you will. But we're going to get the hell out of here. We will see y'all soon. So much. Thank you so much for watching and all that. Go check out all these guys. Check out Anderson Manufacturing. Go check out EAA. Go check out the Gun Snob. Whatever. And go check out Gear Report. Everyone out there that usually kind of jumps in. But with this captain, it'll be a crash. Guarantee it. 100%. I can guarantee that I can get the plane down. If anyone lives, I'm not guaranteeing that, but I can get the plane down the ground. We'll see. We'll see you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Semper Fi. Happy Father's Day, by the way.